Good evening and welcome to Nonsense Talk News. I am Pallabi Ghosh with you. Trafficking in itself is a big and complicated subject. We may hold numerous seminars, symposiums, or debates, but the result is a big zero. You may like it, may not like it, but a big zero. Because eradicating trafficking is not only difficult but impossible. Why so? Because traffickers are usually among those the victim knows. Usually, traffickers are among the trusted person of the victim. It could be within the family, it could be friends, or it could be a stranger whom the victim trusts. Often these people, they target poor girls in remote districts, villages, and they compel the parents who, due to utter poverty, are often compelled to sell their girls to these people. They often feel, though, that their girl is getting married and she will be happy. Because India is one such strange country where parents don't hesitate to marry off their girls to the married having children, hoping that their daughter will at least have a decent life. But do they have a decent life? No. They are sold to red light areas instead. The common mindset in our society. Because if a girl is not married at the tender age in these villages or districts, it's a sin, it's a crime. They land up at red light areas across the country. And their plight is not unknown to anybody of us. While talking of prostitution, I would like to refer to two sayings that is prevalent in our society. And my blood boils whenever I hear these two sayings. One is, prostitution is one of the oldest professions of this world. Hence, nothing can be done about it. Disgrace. If nothing can be done about it, then it's disgrace. Because since ages, nothing really has been done. Girls, women, minors, tender-aged girls, teenagers are abducted and compelled to satisfy the carnal desires of numerous customers in one night, often more than 10, more than 15. And the other saying is, it's because of these girls, these women, our households are safe. My head bows down in shame when I hear these sayings. Though this saying is no more a truth, it's a myth. Because today, young girls are abducted from our households and they are raped. Because nothing was done to stop these predators. Nobody dared to raise their voice. A minor girl in her teens was abducted from a marriage and trafficked by 3 to 4 men in Jharkhand. These men forcibly married off the girl to a man in his 50s who had 2 children similar to her age. The girl managed to run away from their clutches, but her ordeal was yet to be over. She was caught and married to a man who bought her for rupees 15,000. The girl was raped by him and his brother repeatedly. The girl somehow managed to escape and reach Patna railway station, where she narrated her plight to a boy, hoping he would help her, but little did she know that the person whom she was trusting was another pimp. The boy assured her of all cooperation and made her sit in the bus. In the bus, on that fateful night, this boy raped repeatedly this girl. And later, because often what happens, these victims, they have no other option but to trust, hoping that perhaps her ordeal will end after this. So she went with this boy and he repeatedly raped her. And later, he sold her to a mashi or madam at a red light area in West Bengal. She was in this red light area since January 23rd. During this time, she was brutally beaten by goons. She was raped, and the madam compelled her to satisfy customers, often 3 to 5 in a night. And whatever she earned, from 300 rupees to 500 rupees, was snatched from her. And when she resisted, when she expressed her unwillingness to serve the customers, she was brutally beaten up, forcibly raped by the goons. And finally, this 17-year-old girl was rescued by Pallabi Ghosh, the activist who is relentlessly working towards rescuing trafficked victims. Today she is 17, means in 23 she was 16, and when she was married off, or during this entire ordeal, she must have been 14 or 15. Law says you cannot marry minors, but here we have a case where a minor was not only married, she was trafficked, she was abused. Fortunately, Pallabi Ghosh, who is a well-known rescue activist, a social activist, received the information and she jumped into action as she always does. And she rescued this poor girl. I think it's because of people like Pallabi Ghosh we can say that there is some hope for the victims who are trafficked. Well, many after listening this story, especially those sitting at the comfort zone of their houses, may opine that this girl shouldn't have trusted this boy. I am sorry to accept this because in practical, this girl actually had nothing to lose. She trusted a boy who promised to take her to a safe place, protect her, because she was already running from the predators. I would say salutations to this girl because she didn't doubt. She still had the spirit to trust. She had the spirit to live. She had seen enough in the past. The problem is nobody takes the initiative to protest. If people on average, whenever they hear such cases, I understand everybody cannot run up to a brothel and fight out with goons. I understand everybody cannot gather the courage to pull out the victim from the brothel. It's not possible. But at least first report to the police station nearby. Because according to law, a police is bound to act. And if the officer in charge doesn't act, then take this matter to higher officials. And today you have social media. But for heaven's sake, raise your voice. And even if you cannot do that, contact people like Pallabi Ghosh. All you have to do is to inform Pallabi Ghosh, and rest she will be doing. Now you may ask, why can't Pallabi Ghosh do this on her own? Because according to Pallabi Ghosh, when I asked her, she said that we can only act when we get information. So raise your voice, protest. Don't stay silent if you get a tip-off about any such cases. Remember, it is a stranger today. Tomorrow it could be touchwood. But tomorrow it could be a girl or a woman from your household. Sounds blunt, but true. Well, my salutations for people like Pallabi Ghosh and Pallabi Ghosh in particular, because Pallabi Ghosh has been relentlessly rescuing these girls who are trafficked and are sold at various red light areas. Little about Pallabi Ghosh. She has rescued over 10,000 women, youth and children. In the last 2 years post-COVID, she has reached out to more than 300 educational institutions, 50 social welfare departments and 5,000 police officers. 75,000 population pan-India across states physically. It's a crusade against trafficking. And she is hell-bent to help these trafficked victims with her NGO, Impact Dialogue Foundation. She is working relentlessly in achieving this difficult goal. Before summing up, all I have to say is salutations, Pallabi Ghosh. Really, you are doing a wonderful job. You have received a lot of awards for this. Your work has got recognition, but above all, you are doing a relentless service for the humanity, for the mankind. Not only the traffic victims, but entire society is indebted to you and people like you who are working towards rescuing these hapless girls, women, children who are trafficked, and they perhaps have no idea what their fate would be. Scary, alarming. But this is the harsh reality. This is Pallabi Ghosh signing off for Nonsense Talk News.